Hello, friends, and welcome all my new subscribers. Thanks for joining us, you guys. Okay, I'm going to introduce you to a very special plant of mine that I lovingly refer to as Mamacita, my least aesthetically pleasing plant, but let me tell you where her value really comes in. Mamacita is, gosh, I guess like a 6-year-old aloe vera. I know. So she was tiny when I got her, and we had her in the shower, and then she got too big to be in the shower, and then we moved her to another spot that was really well lit, but then she started to get too big for that, and then I repotted her, and then she just like tipped over, and this is her. This is the original plant here. So, you know, she's seen better days. She hasn't aged gracefully, right? But the thing about Mamacita is she keeps putting off all of these beautiful little pups, okay? So just right now, attached to the plant, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new aloe vera pups. I mean, can you believe that? Mamacita has so many babies. I mean, at once even. But then I want to show you what's even crazier. So up here at the top, you can kind of see where, I trimmed her back, right? Well, what I did was I cut off her top portion to make this whole brand new plant, which is already like outgrowing its pot. It's crazy. Okay, and you're like, well, wait, that can't be normal, right? Well, then we've got these little pups. So that was a pup that came off of her too. I have like 10 different pups around my house that are about this size, and then I've given 2 of them away. So at least 2, maybe more. So now that you've met Mamacita, and you've seen that I'm up to my ears in aloe vera plants, honestly, if you're local, I'd be happy to do a plant swap with you and give you one of Mamacita's little pups. But I'm going to take this opportunity to test out a video that is claiming that you can use aloe vera, which I have tons of. You can use the aloe vera inside of the leaves. This is going to be kind of hard to see, but there's aloe vera gel inside of these leaves. And so they're claiming that you can use this gel, not just for sunburns like most of us do, but also as like a root stimulator for your propped plants. So I'm going to test out, I'm going to do 2 different chops, and then I'm going to dip one in the aloe vera gel, and then we'll see if it makes any difference when it comes to their root growth. So I want to show you, I'm just going to cut one of these babies open. So you can slice the side just like that. And then I'm going to slice both sides and just get the gel all by itself and toss it in the blender. And then I'm going to dip my little root, or I guess not even a root yet, just where I cut the stems right above the node. I'm going to dip the nodes and the end of that stem into the aloe vera gel to test out this hypothesis. So we're going to do another science experiment. All right, so now that we've met Mamacita, we've got some aloe vera gel to try our rooting science experiment. Let's talk about planting these pups, okay? So this is a succulent, so you're gonna wanna do a really well-drained mix. They're not gonna like wet roots at all. So we're going in with our little clay balls, some perlite, some chunkier soil, and some worm castings in our nursery pot that's gonna drain well. We've got the little holes in the bottom. And then I like to use this high-end used children's pencil that I think used to have a snowman on the top to kind of put a hole in there for our baby plant. All right, now when you're popping the pup off of the mother plant, you're going to want to try to get as much of the cuticle as possible and pull it off as close to the mother plant as you can. Okay, so look at how big this little pup is already. Okay, so down here, we've got a little bit of cuticle here, and this is gonna be what helps get our roots going. Ideally, you'd like more than that, but you know what? You get what you get, and you don't throw a fit, right? All right, so we're gonna set this in the middle, and then we're gonna kind of fill in with some of our soil mixture around the edges. You don't want it to get too high up on the plant because they can get crown rot if they get water in between their leaves. And so we're just gonna kind of top her off up to here. You can still see the base of the leaves. And then to prop her up, because she doesn't have a root system yet, and she's pretty darn tall, I like to use these little rocks that my 6-year-old collects around the world and just kind of give her a little support. The rocks are good because they don't hold on to moisture, so they're not going to cause any root rot.
but they will help keep her standing up. You could also use like a little support or something like that, but rocks are usually my go-to for these little guys. And you just kind of situate them around there so that they'll hold our plant up until she has a root system to hold herself up. All right, so here we go. New little aloe vera pup, ready to survive on her own. Roots don't grow super quick with this plant, but you know, if you happen to take her out in a couple of months, she'll have a nice little root growing under there. But it's not an immediate thing, but they also don't dry out quickly, so they don't need roots immediately. They've been living off the mother plant all this time. So good luck. I hope that you find a prolific agave in your life. And again, if you're local and want to trade, I'm here for you. All right, so now that we've met Mamacita, we've got some aloe vera gel to try our rooting science experiment. Let's talk about planting these pups, okay? So this is a succulent, so you're gonna wanna do a really well-drained mix. They're not gonna like wet roots at all. All right, I just popped off another one of our little pups, and this one's already growing roots. So she was close enough to the soil that you can see she's already got 2 little roots growing. No, so she's gonna be a quick one to adopt to her new pot. Thanks so much for joining us today to talk about this beautiful aloe vera mama and all of her babies and what I do to propagate those. If you have a plant that you're really interested in that either you already have or you're thinking about acquiring, drop it in the comments. I would love to, grow a plant with you. And if there are any questions that you have, I'd love to help be a resource for you in your planting journey. Okay, talk to you guys soon. Thanks.